If you are a green card holder or someone planning to travel to the United States, you may have come across alarming headlines online recently. Some posts claim that green card holders are suddenly banned from traveling. Others suggest immigration has been frozen for 90 days. As a result, many families are panicking, canceling trips, and worrying about being denied re-entry at the airport. Here is the most important thing to understand right away. Much of what is circulating online is incorrect, incomplete, or being presented in a way that creates unnecessary fear. There have been real immigration updates and procedural changes, but different announcements have been mixed together, leading to widespread confusion. In this video, the goal is to clearly separate facts from rumors and explain what is actually happening. Many people are asking the same questions. Are green card holders truly restricted from leaving the United States? If you travel abroad, could you be blocked from returning? Is there really a 90-day halt on green card processing? And who is genuinely affected by these new rules? By the end of this video, you will have clear, verified answers based on official government guidance, explained in simple and practical language. You will also know what applies to you, what does not, and what steps you can take right now to protect yourself and your family. One key point needs to be stated clearly from the start. Claims that green card holders are banned from travel are generally not accurate. The reality is more specific and depends on immigration category, timing, and individual circumstances. I'm Sophia, and on this channel, I break down complex U.S. immigration updates into clear, reliable information you can actually use. Immigration news can feel overwhelming, especially when headlines move faster than the facts. That's why this explanation is calm, step by step, and focused on clarity rather than panic. Recent government announcements have focused mainly on visa issuance and entry rules for certain foreign nationals. These policies are usually framed around security reviews and screening procedures. What is often misunderstood is that these measures are not universal immigration bans, and they do not apply to everyone in the same way. In most cases, such restrictions are aimed at people applying for new visas or attempting to enter the United States for the first time under updated rules. They are not designed to automatically affect people who already hold lawful permanent resident status. Another major source of confusion is timing. Many restrictions only apply if a person was outside the United States at a specific effective date and did not already hold valid documentation. This distinction makes a significant difference and changes the situation for many people. It is also important to understand that these policies are generally based on nationality, visa category, and travel timing, not on race or religion. To be affected, several conditions usually have to be met at the same time. One widely spread misunderstanding online is the idea that all existing visas were canceled overnight. In most situations, visas that were issued before a policy change remain valid unless they are specifically revoked. Policies like these are usually forward-looking and focus on new visa issuance, not on canceling documents that were already granted legally. Now let's address the question that matters most to many viewers. If you are a lawful permanent resident, meaning you hold a valid green card, you are generally not the primary target of visa issuance restrictions aimed at new applicants. A green card represents permanent resident status, not just permission to travel. While that status can be reviewed under certain circumstances, it is not normally taken away simply because a new policy or proclamation is announced. If you have maintained your permanent residence and your documents are valid, you can generally travel abroad and return to the United States. You may be asked routine questions at the border, but that has always been part of the process and is not new. Much of the fear comes from confusing the phrase travel restrictions with a total ban on everyone. Airports have not suddenly closed their doors to green card holders, and lawful permanent residents are not being automatically denied re-entry because of these updates. However, there is a separate issue that has caused genuine concern and led to the widespread use of the phrase 90-day freeze. Around the same time as travel-related announcements, immigration agencies introduced changes to how certain pending applications are reviewed. These changes often involve additional security screening or more detailed case reviews. A processing pause or internal review period is not the same thing as a travel ban. It does not cancel existing green cards, it does not remove lawful status, and it does not automatically deny applications. It usually means that some cases may take longer to process. When agencies refer to a 90-day period, they are typically talking about internal administrative timelines. This is time given to government offices to organize cases, implement new procedures, or conduct additional reviews. It is not a rule that stops green card holders from traveling. This distinction is crucial. The 90-day reference does not mean flights are blocked, airports are refusing entry, or permanent residents are frozen in place. It refers to how the government manages its workload behind the scenes. Another change travelers may notice is expanded screening at airports and border crossings. Many non-citizens, including lawful permanent residents, may experience additional biometric checks such as updated photographs or fingerprints. These procedures are part of broader efforts to modernize border security systems. If you notice longer processing times or additional screening, that does not automatically mean there is a problem with your status. In most cases, it simply reflects updated technology and standard verification procedures. For green card holders, the practical guidance remains largely the same as it has always been. Make sure your green card is valid and not expired. If it is close to expiring, begin the renewal process early. Keep your address updated with immigration authorities as required by law. When traveling internationally, carry your green card and consider bringing documents that show your ongoing ties to the United States, such as proof of employment, recent tax filings, or evidence of close family relationships. These are basic precautions that can help prevent unnecessary delays. If you have a pending immigration application and are still waiting for approval, your case may experience delays if it falls under enhanced review. A delay does not mean a denial. The most important steps are to monitor your case status, respond promptly to any requests for evidence, and keep copies of all correspondence. If your situation is complex or you receive notices you do not understand, speaking with a qualified immigration attorney or accredited representative can help you avoid mistakes. For individuals outside the United States who are trying to obtain a new visa from a country facing restrictions, the situation can be more challenging. Visa issuance rules affect new applicants more directly. In some cases, exemptions or waivers may exist, but these are handled on a case-by-case basis and are not guaranteed. Dual nationality can also play a role in some situations. When restrictions are based on nationality, the passport used for travel may matter. However, this must be handled carefully and correctly as officers review travel history, documentation, and intent. Some policies also include specific exemptions for certain categories of travelers, such as diplomats or individuals involved in international events or government-related work. There may also be a formal waiver process, though approvals are generally limited and require strong documentation. Reliable information is essential during times like this. The most accurate updates come from official government sources such as the White House, the Department of State, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and Customs and Border Protection. Social media posts and forwarded messages should never be the basis for major immigration decisions. It also helps to understand that U.S. law gives the executive branch authority to restrict entry under certain conditions related to national interest or security. This authority has been used by multiple administrations in the past, and similar policies have existed in different forms over the years. At the same time, these policies do not erase the fundamental legal protections that lawful permanent residents have under U.S. law. While some family-based exemptions for people waiting abroad may be narrower than before, current green card holders continue to retain their core rights. The biggest misunderstanding of all is the idea that there is a 90-day travel ban for immigrants or green card holders. That is not what the policy language refers to. The 90-day timeline is an internal government review process, not a restriction on lawful permanent residents. If you already have a green card, that timeline does not take away your right to travel and return, as long as you have maintained your residency and meet normal requirements. Knowing your rights is essential. Lawful permanent residents generally have the right to re-enter the United States after temporary travel abroad. Border officers may ask questions, but permanent resident status is not normally canceled on the spot without due process. If you are ever pressured to sign documents you do not understand, especially anything suggesting you are giving up your green card, you have the right to ask for clarification and to seek legal assistance. When all of this information is put together, the picture becomes much clearer and far less frightening than many online posts suggest. The policies are real, but they are specific and limited in scope. For most green card holders, daily life and international travel continue largely as before, with the same responsibilities and precautions that have always applied. This video is for general educational purposes only and is not legal or financial advice. Every immigration situation is unique. If you have concerns about your own case, consulting a qualified immigration professional is the safest option. If this explanation helped clear up confusion, consider sharing it with someone who may be worried. Accurate information can prevent unnecessary fear and help people make calm, informed decisions. Thank you for watching, and I'll continue to provide clear updates as new information becomes available.